Hello friends, and welcome back to Swift Lessons for another by request song tutorial. In today's session, I'm very excited to break down Randy Newman's You've Got a Friend in Me from the 1996 soundtrack for Toy Story. Now I'm going to break down all the chord progressions and also the fingerstyle licks and tricks for the intro, the verse, and the bridge sections, and all the tabs are available for you at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Become a patron today and gain access to a ton of extra resources for all my popular YouTube guitar lessons. Now let's get started with a full demonstration of the tune, then I'm going to break it down for you step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, just remember what your old pal said. Boy, you've got a friend in me. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got troubles, I got them too. There isn't anything that I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, we can see it through. 'Cause you've got a friend in me. Yeah, now you've got a friend in me. Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, maybe, but none of them could ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, boy. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. 'Cause you've got a friend in me. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. Okay, close look at the fretboard, getting started with our intro section. We're in standard tuning, and we have a capo here on the 3rd fret, and that's going to put us into the key of E flat major, because as you can see, the bass note of my C chord transposed is an E flat note. Okay, it's going to sound like this at a very slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's break that down. Okay, following along using your tablature at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Your first measure is going to be a C major chord transitioning to a chord that we're going to call B augmented. Okay, so we're going to have the C major chord, a little arpeggio there. So grab the A string, and then we're just going to break down the chord D, G, B. And then with your pinky, grab the 3rd fret of the B string relative to the capo, of course. Okay, next we're going to grab with the index finger, 2nd fret of the A string, and with the pinky, the 4th fret of the B string. Grab those 2 notes together with a double pluck. And then with my ring finger, I'm grabbing the high E string open. Okay, put that together and we have. Okay, then I'm going to slap the strings. That's beat number 4. And then grab an A minor chord. The A string and the B string together again. And then I'm going to grab the G string 2nd fret, which is held down inside that A minor chord. Okay, put all that into the mix and we have. With the count, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and. Okay, then slap the strings. From here, we're going to go to the F major chord and play. And return back to C. So we have the F major chord shape. We just have the 1st fret of the low E string, 2nd fret of the G, 3rd fret of the B string. I'm going to strike the root first. Then these 2 strings together, the G and the B, as my pinky slides up a half step. Then bring it back, just strike the B string and the G string. All right, then back to C major. A double pluck, the A string and the B string, and then the open G string. Okay, that's 2 measures of music. Playing what we have so far, starting with the C major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and a 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and... Okay, now we're into measure number 3. We're gonna slap again, and now we're transitioning to the chord G. Okay, going from kind of like a G major 7 to G dominant 7 tonality here. Okay, so 3rd fret of the low E string, then the 4th fret of the D string, and then down a half step to the 3rd fret of the D string. Okay, so out of that C chord, slap. All right, then we're gonna slap again on beat number 4, and then we're gonna slide up into a C major chord shape to finish up measure number 3. Okay, now once we've slid up into measure number 3, now we're going on to the 2nd line of tablature. Slid up into the C chord, you're gonna grab the open G and the 1st fret of the B string. Slap the strings, and then from here we're going back and forth, really cool, from C to G augmented. So. Alright, to finish up that intro. So once we've slid up into the C chord and grab the open G and 1st fret B, slap the strings, and then we're gonna go up to this chord shape, G augmented. 3rd fret of the low E string, 2nd fret of the A, and 1st fret of the D string, and then the open G. Okay. You're gonna start with a kind of like a little riff over this chord. Open E string, 3rd fret with the bass note, and then grab the 1st fret of the D string and the open G string. The middle finger is down just in case you strike it. Okay, so. After that, we're gonna go back to the C major chord, open A string first, then the bass note, the G and the B string together, and then back to the G augmented, just like we did before, to finish up the intro section. Okay, now let's play the entire intro at a slow tempo, being sure to count along. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and a 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 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 3, and 4. Okay, one last little tip. If you want to hammer into these last chord shapes, that might be a nice technique for you to add too if you have the agility for it. And the accuracy. So get good at going back and forth between those 2 chords, C major and G augmented, because we're going to need those movements for the verse sections as well. Okay, very well done everybody. We have the intro section down, and now we're jumping into the verse section. We're gonna follow along using our chord sheet at patreon.com/swiftlessons, taking this line by line. Line number 1 is gonna sound like this. Okay, so that's just like what we ended our intro section with. We had the C chord, the G augmented, the C, and then we're gonna end it with C dominant 7. Grab the 3rd fret of the G string with your pinky. All right, we're actually gonna grab all 3 strings, A string, G string, and B string. And then just take the pinky off as you hit the G string and the B string. You got a friend in me. Okay, now on to line number 2, we're gonna have you got a friend in me. All right, just instrumentally. Okay, so that was the F chord. I like to hit the open E string first and then go to the root note. I won't do that for all the chords. It really depends on the rhythm of the lyrics. All right, once I've done that, I'm gonna do an F sharp diminished chord with the same exact picking technique here. So this chord is interesting. It's kind of a passing chord, and I've noticed that a lot of people's arrangements skip this, but I think that it's really important for the arrangement. Okay, so we have the 2nd fret of the low E string, 1st fret of the D string, 2nd fret of the G string, 1st fret of the B string. Okay, so from the F chord again. Alright, then we're back to the C major chord, where we're going to once again do that little C dominant 7 movement. Okay, that's 2 lines of music there. You got a friend in me. C7, F sharp diminished, and I slap the strings to get back to C. Just like that. Remember, you can keep hitting those slaps on beats 2 and 4. It's a really popular technique. Okay, now moving on to line number 3. This one sounds like this. When the road looks rough ahead. Okay, very simple. The F major chord, low E string first, the bass note, the upstroke on the G and B, and then the slap. Then we're gonna go to the C major chord. Okay, 1 pull of the strings with the bass note, and then just once the G and B string by itself, followed by a slap. Do that same exact thing to the E dominant 7 chord, and also the A minor chord. Okay, so that's F major, C major, E dominant 7, and A minor. We're actually going to be repeating that progression for the next couple of lines. So, when the road looks rough ahead. Alright, so now we're going to take that exact same progression and apply it to line number 4, the F major chord, but without the low E string in the beginning because of the rhythm of the lyrics, that would make it uncomfortable. So, and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed. Repeat it once more for line number 5. Just remember what your old pal said. Alright, then we're on to line number 6. We're going to switch to D dominant 7. All I'm going to grab is the G string 2nd fret and the 1st fret of the B string. Okay, so that was D7, go into G, and then C, and then A7. Kind of implies that we're going to repeat that exact same thing once more. D7, followed by G, and then resolving on C for an intro reprise to finish up the verse. Okay, so adding a little bit of rhythm to that final progression, grab that D dominant 7 chord. We'll do the triple pull followed by just the highs, so the first one has the bass. Alright, then we're going to go to the G major chord and play. Alright, so that was the open E string, followed by the bass note of the G chord. Some highs there, G and B. And then we're going to slap, transition to the C major chord. Alright, so open A, 3rd fret A string, the highs, followed by the slap. Put those 3 together and we have. Alright, then finally we're going to have the A7 chord, where we're going to do the triple pull, the highs, and the slap. Now you've got a friend in me. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. And then jump back into your intro section. Okay, very well done everybody. We have the intro, we have that first verse complete, and as I mentioned before, that's followed by an intro reprise. Then we have verse number 2, which is played exactly like verse number 1. See if you can play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a friend in me. Well, you got a friend in me. You got troubles, I got them too. There isn't anything that I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, we can see it through. 'Cause you got a friend in me. Yeah, now you've got a friend in me. Alright, then we're going to end this verse with the C7 chord and the final 2 beats to get you into the bridge section. Okay, jumping into that bridge section, coming out of the C dominant 7 chord shape from that second verse, it's going to sound like this. Okay, let's stop there. That's the first 2 lines. So you're going to take the F dominant 7 and play. Okay, so that was open to the bass, the highs, the slap, and then bass, highs, highs. All right, we're going to do the same thing to a B dominant 7 chord now. A string second, D string first, and then the G string second fret. Okay, so the same exact rhythm applied. That's line number 1 of your bridge. Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am. Okay, now line number 2, the C major chord, the B7, and then a little lick over C major. Okay, so the C major chord's gonna get kind of that same rhythm halved. All right, so open to the bass, the highs, and the slap. Same thing over B7. And then back to the C major chord for. All right, so what I did there is a little drag across the strings. I got the C major chord, plucking the B string with my middle finger. All right, then I'm gonna go on the G string, 4th fret, 3rd fret, back to 4th fret, and then to the B string 1st fret, and slap. Okay, so line number 2 again. And then slap. Okay, so that's lines 1 and 2 of the bridge. Let's see if you can put them together now. 1, 2, 3, 4. The C, B7, and lick. All right, then we're on to line number 3. It's gonna sound like this. All right, and then I'll get you into line number 4. Okay, so a jazzy walk up there. We had the B chord, 2nd fret of the A string, barn across D, G, and B on the 4th fret. Then we're gonna have C sharp minor 7. All right, I have the 4th fret barred from the A string down to the high E string, and I'm actually just plucking. All right, I got the 4th fret A string, the 4th fret of the G string, and the 5th fret of the B string. Okay, so B major, C sharp minor 7. And then we're gonna have D diminished. Okay, this is a really tricky chord, really cool too. We have the 5th fret of the A string. We have the 6th fret of the D string, the 4th fret of the G string, and the 6th fret of the B string. Okay, so D diminished. And then that will be followed by E flat minor 7. Okay, so the same shape that we had for C sharp. You put those 3 chords together and we have. And we're just applying that exact same rhythm to it that we've been doing throughout the song. Okay, so from the B chord, the open A, and then the root note, followed by the highs and the slap. You're a pro at that now. All right, that'll get you to line number 4 of your bridge now, where I'm going to apply some, some typical chords, but with a jazzy walk-in bass line. Okay, finishing up this bridge, we have line number 4. We're gonna have the chords E minor, A dominant 7 in a jazz voicing, followed by D minor 7, and I'm gonna use actually G13. To go along with the vocal melody. And I'm putting a lot of myself into this particular section. It can be simplified just by playing open position chords. Okay, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna implement a walk-in bass line to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, and with the lyrics, the way I do. It's me and you, boy. Okay, so I had the E minor chord. I did the triple pull followed by the highs and the slap. Then I'm gonna grab the 4th fret of the low E string and then walk up a half step with my thumb. All right, you put that together and we have. I'm following it with a slap and then going to that D minor 7. All right, here I'm actually gonna play the open A, the bass note, and then the highs. All right, once I've gotten that far, I'm gonna walk down to G7. I'm hitting the 4th fret low E string, and then I'm going to that G7 chord shape with the pinky on the B string. Let's see, relative to the capo, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th fret. That makes this G13, a really great kind of cliffhanger chord. Okay, I'm gonna put all that together really slow now. Let it ring out, and then that'll get you to verse number 3, which is just gonna be a little bit different from our previous verses. Okay, now let's play through that entire bridge section at a nice slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, F7, B7, and C, B7, lick, B, C sharp minor, D diminished, E flat, and E minor, A7, D minor, and G13. That'll get you into verse number 3, where we're gonna wrap up the tune. Okay, very good everybody. We're almost ready to perform. Now we're jumping into verse number 3, where we're wrapping up this tune. It's gonna be very close to being like our other verses. We just have a couple of changes to make. So it starts off the exact same way with the C chord. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. All right, that was lines 1 and 2. Now, here's where it's gonna be different. Line 3, you're gonna see it's our destiny. So I took the F major chord, the F diminished, all right, or F sharp diminished. All right, after that slap, I'm gonna do a walk down. All right, so that was C. C/B, grab the 2nd fret of the A string, but keep that index finger down. A little bit of dissonance gets you to A dominant 7. Okay, we're gonna let that ring, and then we're gonna go into our turnaround. All right, that was the D7 to the G to the C and A7. We're gonna do that twice. A friend in me. Yeah, now the 3rd time we're gonna go, you've got a friend in me. And then once again reprise our entire intro section to end the tune. So putting together all of verse number 3, we have, and as the years go by, F will never die. The F again, you're gonna see it's our destiny. Yeah, you've got a friend in C. A7, yeah, you've got a friend in C. A7, and one more time, you've got a friend in me. Intro, reprise. And I'm gonna end it right there. After that, slide up into C and just let it ring out to resolve. Congratulations everybody, you're ready to perform. Alright friends, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on You've Got a Friend in Me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you have a song that you would like for me to teach next, click on through to swiftguitar.com/request and put in your suggestion now. Big thanks to my supporters at patreon.com/swiftlessons. I hope you're enjoying your extra resources. Thanks to you guys, I got many more lessons coming up, so keep checking back. Please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia saying happy picking.